Well, hello, my most beautiful friend. Welcome back to another video. So today, I'm going to answer a couple of questions I got really quick on this consistency gauge, and then we're going to jump right into the art. So if this is your first time to my channel or you have not seen my last couple of videos, I introduced this new consistency gauge. It's a chart in which allows me to communicate with you, the viewer, how thick my paints exactly are. How it works is I put a drop of the paint that I'm using today in one of these circles. I hold up the paper, I count to 5, and wherever it falls in this area, we go over to the left, look at the number, and I tell you that my paint is a 7 or an 8 or whatever number it is. Now, very important, you can get this right here free on pourscraperepeat.com. I have the link in the description below. First question I got repeatedly was, can we laminate these and reuse them? Here's the thing, mine is not laminated. Whenever you add some type of a slippery surface to a substrate, it's going to make the paint run faster. So you have to kind of make up your own mind on that. I'm not sure how much more slippery it will be. It's probably not going to be that much, but if I put my dot on this raw paper, tilt it, and it ends up at a 4, your paint may end up at a 5 or 6. I don't know. I'm not going to do that, and the reason why I'm not going to do that is because, as I mentioned, once you know the consistency and what it feels like in the cup, you're not going to keep using this chart. You're not going to need to. So honestly, if you could just print off like 5 of them, I can't see needing to use it any more than that. Another question I got was, can I do this on different weights of paper? And the answer is no. I'm not going to go and print off or buy reams of different weight paper. It's really not that complicated. I'm going to put a drip in here. We're going to tilt it. Whatever the number is, just use a cheap piece of paper. And even if you have a heavier weight paper, it's not going to make any difference, I don't think. The other question I got asked a lot was, because I had shown you in those last 2 videos the different consistencies for all acrylic pouring, not just the Dutch pour or the bloom, all techniques I had done in that last video. Another question I got was, is the base paint or the cell activator that we use the same as what was on this sheet? And my answer is yes. As you hear me say in all of my videos, it is extremely important that all of your paints are the same consistency. That includes a cell activator and a base paint, okay, or a pillow paint, whatever you want to call it. That is the rule I follow. Now, others may be out there teaching that their base is a little thinner. That's not what I do. My rule is follow the same consistency for every color you're using. No matter where you place it on the canvas, it all needs to be the same. And like I said, some people may do a bloom and their paints may be one consistency and their cell activator is a different, and it works for them. That's great for them. I follow the rule, very simple, everything is the same. So for today, I'm doing a Dutch pour. I want to do a Dutch pour that has interference colors in them, which I have not done one like this before. I'll explain that in a minute. But my paint consistency for this pour, I'm going to just put this right, well, here, I'll start over here. I don't know why I was starting over there. I'm going to put my paint right in that circle, just like that. I'm going to take this paper. I'm going to hold it up and count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's at about a 4, okay? Very important. When you mix up your paints, the first day that you mix them, if I put them on this chart, it'll go down to about a 5. But because they've been sitting and they got a little tiny bit thicker, now it's only at a 4. But it's still a good consistency for Dutch pour. Anything between, let's say, 3.5 and 5 would be good for Dutch pour. Even if maybe 5.5. You don't want to go too thin, like down to a 6, 6.5, 7. I would say, you know, right in, this is the sweet spot right in here, okay? Another question I got asked, do we need to use your recipe for this to be accurate? And the answer is no. You can use whatever recipe, whatever ingredients you want to mix into your paint. As long as they are the same thickness, then what I communicate with you with this chart will work, okay? So now you know my paints for today are all at a 4, okay? And that's a good range for the Dutch pour, like I said. If you need the other consistencies for the other pours, you're going to watch the last 2 videos I did. But what I'm going to do from this point forward is every time I do a painting, I'm going to reference this consistency guide. I'm not going to use a piece of paper. Maybe I will for the first couple of videos, but if you hear me from this point forward say my paints are a number 5 on the consistency gauge, you know what I'm talking about, okay? That's why I was so excited about doing this, because now I don't have to every single video go and show you the consistencies and do the mixing, because I've done these so many times. So many videos I've done mixing, and I also have that Back to Basics series under my playlists. If you click on that tab, you'll see all those beginner videos where I show mixing with exact measurements, using a scale, using a teaspoon, a tablespoon, all kinds of things there. But this is good because I could just turn on my camera now, unless it's something new that I'm doing and I need to teach it, and say, hey, I'm going to be doing a Dutch pour today. My paints are at a level 4. Go for it. Okay, so again, for the Dutch pour, as long as your paints fall in here, okay, you will be able to move it with a blow dryer as long as you are using the correct, holding the blow dryer and aiming the air the correct way. Now, again, if it goes a little bit lower, of course it's going to be thinner, so of course it's going to blow, and of course you could blow out a beautiful design. Will it hold the design? That's the problem. Will it, when you start getting a little bit too thin with the paint, it'll start just falling off of the canvas, drip, 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 and you'll lose your design. So this is a really good area to be in. So those were the majority of the questions I had gotten. You know, does the base and or cell activator or pillow paint need to be the same as the colors? Yes. Per my rule, that is. The laminating the sheet, again, once you mix up your paints and you test them out on that guide and you get them where they need to be, feel your paint and just try to remember what that feels like. Okay, it's going to become second nature to you, I'm telling you. I do not measure anymore. I do not do any of that. I just pour some paint in a cup. I add some Floetrol in and I thin it down with water until it feels a certain way. All right, so give it a try. Again, the link is in the description. So for today's video, though, I have here a 12 by 24 gallery canvas. As mentioned, I'm going to do a Dutch pour. I'm testing out a new paint that I've never used for the base. And it is Decoart's Enchanted line. They have a bunch of different colors in it, but I wanted to use just this for the black. I don't think there's anything special about it besides it's ultra black. Okay, I want to see how it reacts with my paints. For my paints, I am using, and I'll tell you what they're mixed with in a second. I'm using Pebeo Iridescent Green Blue. I'm using Golden's Teal. I am using Decoart's Silver. And then Atelier Blue Black Indigo, which you can buy through my Blick link. I believe all of these paints you could buy through the Blick link except for the Decoart. That's a Michael's brand. But I did see Blick had some in the store that I live next to, so they may have them online. If not, you could get those and the Enchanted line at Michael's. Now, I bought 2 bottles of this. It was $2.19 a bottle. And it gave me a huge, big cup of black paint once I added my Floetrol. So 2 was plenty for a 12 by 24. I'm using 3 interference colors from Colourarte. Now, they look white to you, but when they dry, you're going to see the color, okay? Let me see with my flash. I'm not sure if you can see the stick where the paint ends up there. See how it's shimmering blue? That is blue interference, okay? So when it dries, this will be clear, but you're going to see a pretty blue shimmer from it. So I'm using the blue, I'm using the violet, and I'm using the green. So we have 3 of those, and those are available through Colourarte. Link in the description and a coupon to save you some cash. Speaking of the new summer sequin set that you have seen me show on this channel, 12 beautiful new colors. They are now being sold individually if you only want to buy a couple of them and not the set. Just remember with the set, if you buy the set, not only do you get the 20% off, which you would also get off the single colors, but you also get 2 bottles of pouring medium and then a free mystery color. So how are my colors mixed? First of all, I'm going to tell you there's going to be a video in the description for you that will show you the pouring medium I made for this type of a painting where I want to use a pigment along with Floetrol, because it's not as simple as, you know, we mix our paints with Floetrol and do our Dutch pour. When you want to use a dry pigment, you need something more than the Floetrol for your dry pigments to work in your Dutch pour. So what I did was I made a pouring medium, and into a cup I added some Floetrol, some regular gel medium. You can substitute that with vivid enamel. In that video I mentioned, you will see me doing that, but I realized not everybody has vivid enamel, so this time I used gel medium instead. It's about a tablespoon of glue and some water. That's what I made the pouring medium out of for just my dry pigments. For my regular colors, they're just Floetrol and water. Again, you need, when you use a dry pigment, you need some type of a binder to make it adhere to the canvas. So that's where the gel medium and the little bit of glue comes in. Now, not everybody uses the glue, and it's probably not necessary. Actually, I know it's not necessary to use the glue, but I like it. It's almost like, you know, triple insurance, double insurance policy for me. So, but you can probably ixnay that out of the recipe if you want to. Okay, so again, that recipe is in the description with the video showing you how to mix. Okay, so what I'm going to do is flood my canvas. My idea is to put down this really pitch black base. I want to put down those interference colors down the center, and then on top of them, the blues and the one silver that I have, to see, you know, if I blow them out, will you be able to see them shimmering in the black background, or will they get covered by the blue? So let's give this a shot and see how it goes. All right, so I apologize for any type of glare in the surface. It's unavoidable when you do black, unfortunately. So I'm just going to torch quickly. To pop any and all air bubbles. And then I'm going to start laying down my design. So I'm going to, like I said, start with the 3 interferences on the black surface because obviously those would show up the best on black. Okay? So this is the blue. Sorry, I had to look for a second there. And, you know, I should have put these in a bottle to make my life a lot easier when it came to pouring. But I'm going to carefully use my stick because I don't want to add too much. Let's see. Let's go like this. Just like that. This way I have a guide, kind of, to follow. I had the most oddest dream last night that we were being invaded by aliens. I never ever have dreams like this. I don't know what was up, but when I dream, normally it's about my cats or like real people in my life. This was just a crazy dream. Let me put down this color here first, and then I'll tell you. It started off, this is the Pebeo. My arms are just not long enough. Actually, this is almost gone. I'm just going to open it. So it started off where I was outside and I saw some standard discs flying through the sky, like what a UFO looks like a silver disc. Then I saw another one zip by like really, really fast, and it was like in the shape of a blimp. Then the next scene of my dream, I'm telling you, this is crazy. Some guy is in my yard in his car, and I go up to talk to him, and he tells me to get into the back seat and open it to go down into the basement. His father's down there waiting for me. So literally, like the back seat of the car opened up, and I walked down. Or I remember thinking, "Oh my God, I'm fat. I'm never gonna fit in this hole." But somehow I squeezed down into the hole, and I got down there, and it was just his father standing there. And then all of a sudden, I was back in my house yelling at my husband, "We are being invaded." Then, okay, it shifted to, this one's almost gone also. It shifted to these hot air balloons that were alien circling my house. They all dropped cords onto my house, and they they dropped the cords, it attached to my house, and then all of the balloons went together in a big circle formation, locked, and made one big, huge balloon, and started lifting up my house off the ground, and I could feel my house floating in my dream. And I woke up screaming to my husband, "We're being abducted." I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I've never had a dream like this before in my life. And it was the craziest thing. Like, why am I dreaming about alien? Was I abducted? I mean, jeez. This is the silver. So far I put down the Pebeo iridescent blue green and the, what's it called? The teal. That's the silver. So yeah, it was the craziest thing. It was so real. You know, I usually don't talk about these things in my videos. I usually just do the art, but I had to tell you about that one because there was something going on there, man. It was really, it was so real and just so scary. I don't know. Maybe I was abducted. That would explain a few things, believe me. All right, so there's my colors. Time to blow it out. I hold my blow dryer upside down. The speed is on low. The heat is on high all the time because this doesn't have a heat setting. As long as you don't concentrate in one area for too long, you're perfectly fine. Don't worry about heat. And to be honest with you, I can move these paints on high or low. I start off on low because I want to try to keep control of the composition, but if for some reason it's not fast enough, I turn it up to high, and then I really have to pay attention to my composition, okay? So I think what I'm going to do is start right here in the center and then figure out my design from there. All right, so I got this half done. I love it, okay? Now I need to go on this half. Remember what I told you about turning the canvas around so you don't struggle? You'll notice I turned the canvas around. All right, so that is just downright sexy, okay? Now what I'd like to do, you notice I don't blow these out all the way. I kind of try to stop myself so that I can shape them with my mouth using my puffy. So this is my puffy. For those that are new, there's a link in the description and a discount, Puffy 2000 it's called. For me as an artist, I have to be honest with you, the Dutch pour is the most non-gratifying for me to create because of this simple reason. I take all this time to mix up my paints, and you put down the paint, blow it out, done. I need to add a little more in to make myself feel like I've done. It's just so hard. It's not that I haven't done anything besides blowing out a beautiful painting. It's just, it's too quick for me. It's over too quick. I like my piece of art to take, at least 10 minutes. Most of them take a lot longer than that, but it's just, I want to do a little more. So that's why I challenge myself and just kind of blow out the edges with my little tools. All right, so here we go. Let me give you a close-up because the effects are stunning. Love the lacing and the cells. And I'm hoping, when I turn on the flash, we'll see a little bit of that interference. It's a really pretty painting, though. That's going to look gorgeous with some resin on it. All right, so let's see. I can see right there, that's the green, and you can see some of the blue interference. Oh, yeah. Those interference colors from Colourarte are, in my opinion, the best interference around. They're just so strong. Look at that. once it dries and I resin it and can get it outside, you'll be able to see it a lot better too. I'm seeing a lot of the green and blue. Not much of the violet though. So I probably just didn't add enough of that one, but it's a little bit mixed in there. But anyway, I like it. And I hope you do too. If you did, you know what I'm going to say. Please click like. Please subscribe. Please subscribe before the aliens come for me. I want to hit 100K before I'm abducted, please. Oh. Check out the description for all the links. And hey, follow me on Instagram. I just hit 5,000 followers on there. I'm so excited. TikTok, Facebook. Join the Facebook group, United We Pour, Fluid Art Group, and show us your art. Show us your interference Dutch pour. Here's what I want you to do in the comments for this video, though. Leave a comment and tell me what you would like from me next. Would you like a class on something? Would you like me to do a specific technique and teach that class, you know? Like, do you want to see another beginner's open cup or a pearl technique? Or just comment in the description what you would love for me to do next. If you're interested in this painting, or I have a few others I'll include at the end of this, some of my sparkle Dutch pours and a couple of rounds that are available, just email me, artbytammy@yahoo.com. All right? And make sure to comment. I'd love to do what you need me to do, okay? Until the next time, my friends, I love you all and happy pouring.